Hey, and welcome back to the Methodical Marketer's Guide to Greatness. And today we're talking about something that sounds a bit boring on the surface, but honestly, it's one of the biggest things that separates the businesses that grow from the ones that stay stuck. That is consistency. Specifically, why being consistent with your content is not optional anymore, and what it really means for your business to be consistent. So if you've read the article that I shared this week, you will already know that consistency is not about being more disciplined or being more creative or waking up every morning feeling deeply inspired by sunrises and like your 7th cup of coffee. Nope. Consistency is about having a system that actually fits into the messy, the busy, the real life chaos that you're already living. Today, I want to take it even further because consistency isn't just showing up for the sake of showing up. Today, I want to talk about what consistency actually builds behind the scenes and why you can't afford to ignore it. Let's be real for a second. When you're running a business, consistency really does just sound like a nice idea. Sort of like stretching after a workout or meal prepping on a Sunday. You know you should do it, but it always seems to be the first thing that falls off when things get busy. And here is the problem. When you disappear from your audience's world, even for a few weeks, it costs you opportunities you didn't even realize you are missing. Because business is all about trust. And trust honestly has a memory span shorter than my ability to stick to a no-carb diet over Christmas. If you're not showing up consistently, people will forget you. It's not personal. It's just how our brains work. I mean, think about your own behavior online, for example. How many times have you thought, oh, I should check out that coach, or, oh, that bakery that I saw the other day, or that consultant I saw online a few months ago, and then you can't even remember their name? Exactly. When it's out of sight, it's out of mind. So I once worked with a brilliant business owner. She had amazing products, incredible service, and she really did care about her customer. But she posted maybe once a month. And when we dug into it, she said, well, I just post when I feel like I have something to say. And here's the thing. Posting when you feel like it is a strategy. It's just not a very good one because feelings are unreliable. But systems aren't. Remember, consistency is not about flooding the internet with content. And it's also not about posting just for the sake of it either. It's about staying on the radar in a way that builds the right kind of awareness for your business. The kind that makes people trust you and remember you and eventually want to buy from you. There's a difference between posting a photo of a cat in a teacup and posting something that actually reminds your audience that, hey, I can actually help you with that problem you've been thinking of solving. And look, I love a good cat photo as much as anyone, but if your business content strategy is sprinkle some quotes in and hope for the best, you really are missing a real opportunity. So instead of just posting anything to stay visible, here's what I want you to think about. You can share simple tips that solve tiny but real problems for your audience. Share quick stories or behind the scenes moments that build connection and trust, or share results or progress, even if it's small wins, to show people what is possible, and share the why behind what you do to remind people you care about them. When it comes to content, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. You just have to keep showing up with value, honesty, and consistency. A good rule of thumb is that every post should either help, teach, inspire, connect, or remind. If it does one of those things, you're on the right track. If it's just filling a space, maybe skip it and focus on something that actually builds trust. Because consistency, again, is not about being noisy. It's about being relevant. When someone finally says, I need help with my hair or cleaning my apartment or whatever, you want to be the name that they think of and not the random cat account that they saw once and then forgot about. You can think about the content that you share and building consistency in your content like creating a trail. Every single post that you create is like little breadcrumbs. One post on its own is not going to do much, but 20 posts over a few months, all pointing in the same direction, telling the same story about who you are, what you do, and why you care, that starts to build momentum. and it starts to build trust. And trust, honestly, is everything right now. Let's be honest, people are much more careful with their money than ever. Before they hire you, before they buy from you, or even inquire about your services, they're already doing a lot of silent research. They're watching from the sidelines, and they're checking if you're the real deal, if you're an actual business, and deciding if they feel comfortable enough spending money with you. If they land on your page and you haven't posted in 2 months, or you have like 3 random posts with no real connection to what you do, that little voice in their head goes, maybe not. Because if you're not showing up consistently, it feels like you are not really a business at all. I mean, imagine you're looking for a graphic designer, for example, and you need them to help you with your brand, and you find 2 designers. And designer A does gorgeous work, but the last post was like 6 months ago and their website is half finished. Designer B, on the other hand, posts once a week, shares project updates, talks about their process, and you can clearly see they're active and engaged. Even if designer A has better skills, you're probably going to feel way safer handing your money to designer B, because designer B feels like a real business, not a gamble. And that is the power of consistency. As I've shared so many times in this episode, consistency in your content is not about posting constantly. It's about leaving a clear, steady trail that shows I am here, I am reliable, and you can trust me. Consistency is how you stack small actions into big results. And it's not flashy, it's not glamorous. It's a bit like brushing your teeth, honestly. You don't notice a difference after one day, but if you skip it for weeks, suddenly you'll have a much bigger problem on your hands. And the same things goes for trust. You cannot build it all at once. You build it little by little by showing up steadily over time. So if you're sitting here thinking, okay, I get it, but it still sounds exhausting, I hear you. And that's why I'm such a believer in building systems that make consistency easier. Because, again, it's not about doing more, it's just about making it easier to do the right thing regularly. You don't need to create award-winning content every time either. You just need a simple way to show up, serve your audience, and stay visible. And that's it. So, here's your takeaway for today. Consistency is not optional if you want your business to grow, but it also doesn't have to be painful. Focus on building a system that works for you and not against you. One that helps you stay visible even when life gets messy, and one that lets you show up without burning yourself out. And if you're thinking, that sounds great, but I have no idea where to start, you're in luck. I just launched my Creators Toolkit, and it's something I created because I was so tired of watching brilliant business owners disappear from their audience's world, not because they didn't care, but because they didn't have time or a plan or anything left in the bank by the time content hit the to-do list. So the Creator Toolkit is not another content calendar. It's a monthly subscription that delivers fresh, done-for-you content support every single week. When you subscribe to the Creators Toolkit, you get a focused weekly theme to anchor your content. You get easy-to-use prompts to help you post with clarity. You get swipe files and real examples to model your content after. You also get templates for like reels and stories and carousels and emails, and a short mini lesson or an idea that you can steal, and a simple action challenge to keep you moving. The Creators Toolkit is everything you need to stay consistent, build trust, and make your content easier, even on your busiest week. You can sign up to the Creators Toolkit today by going to my website at ziareddy.com. Thanks for hanging out with me today. And until next time, keep it simple, stay consistent, and remember, you don't need to be perfect. You just need to stay in the game.